Yes, indeed. Welcome into another episode of Rip N Riff here on the Rip N Riff YouTube channel. That over there, that Mr. Jared Moore. I am at Pucking Thoughts. Adam Bernard is the last Rip N Riff for 2025. Much earned break for that man over there and myself coming up here, even though it's not really a break. Like the holidays are like, by the time you go visit family and do all the things you got to do around the holidays, it's not really a break.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a break though. Like we're taking a week off from the show to kind of, do the holiday thing with our respective loved ones. So, I consider it a break, and it's not that I don't enjoy doing the show, but I am looking forward to a little bit of a break here.
See, my Christmas day will be spent putting together stuff that was gifted to Annabelle, so that's fine. I'll have the now crappy Christmas Day NFL lineup of games.
Oh God, yeah, it stinks.
I'll throw that on the iPad just to have on in the background while I put together things. But yeah,
let's just say I'm happy I'm not a Netflix subscriber. I'm not going to go out of my way to watch Cowboys Commanders or Lions Vikings on Thanksgiving. I'm good.
I think Lions Vikings could actually be a decent game because the Lions are still alive, but the Packers don't play till what, Saturday. So the Lions are still alive going into that game. Like Broncos Chiefs, that could get hideous.
That game's bad. At least that one's on Prime, and like that's the one streaming service I am subscribed to, just because everybody's got Amazon Prime. So, yeah, I mean, I'll watch that, but like, I know we'll get to the picks later and like all the point spreads. It's jarring to see the Chiefs be getting 12.5 points. It's just a sign of how far they've fallen.
Yeah, I mean, now they're down to their third string quarterback. Both ACL injuries, kind of freaky, but nonetheless, here we are. Let's get to the pack ripping lineup here because we got a lot to do today. We're going to do a little I Love Lucy here in a minute. It's going to be a lot of holiday football stuff here, Jared. What do you got there?
Yeah, we got some packs of the Donruss 2025 NFL trading cards, the holiday theme one. In years past, we've done like the baseball holiday theme one packs, and I just couldn't get my hands on any of those packs this year, so decided to go in a different direction with the football, which I think is fine because obviously we're in the stretch run of the 2025 NFL season. So there you go.
There we go. And I also ended up with a 10 of those because I was trying to find a different like holiday theme pack. I was in the local Big Five, which for those of you on the East Coast, that's basically like a West Coast Models kind of place. And they had 1 tin of the Christmas one sitting there. I'm like, all right, just give me that. Like that was a sign. Give me that. And I'll also be opening some 96 Pinnacle Select Football. We did some 90 last week. Later on, we are almost done with that Series 2 2024-25 Upper Deck Hockey box. Later on, I ended up opening another pack of that. I'll show you what I ended up pulling last night. We'll save that for a little later in the show. But first things first, we got to get to we got some Lucy's we got to show up. Let's get to that. There we go. A little I Love Lucy here. And Jared, he's going to kick us off today. He's got one to show, and I ended up going to the hobby shop, so I got a few to show.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't gotten a cease and desist yet, by the way, for using the I Love Lucy music. But
you know why? Because anybody in a position to do it has no idea of what I Love Lucy is because they're too young to know what it is.
Also, we're not talking about a show from like 70 years ago. Everybody's dead.
Yes. Desi Arnaz is not happy that we're on the show right
now. So I mentioned a couple weeks ago I wanted to expand my Lucy collection to some of my favorite like Yankees. I haven't quite gotten there yet, but I did want to start picking up some New York Giants, some of my favorite Giants players of all time, and I figure what better moment to start with than a Lucy card here of Plaxico Burress catching the game-winning touchdown in Super Bowl 42. So we got a nice Plaxico Burress commemorating that, even though he was playing that game on one foot, an autograph card, the Super Bowl 42 logo right on the front of it, this Panini, I guess like a Panini Moments card. I'm not really sure what what specific line this is, but you have that. Plax is one of my favorite Giants of all time, even though he shot himself the following season and kind of derailed that Giants year. But I'll never forget it. Like as a Giants fan, like that NFC Championship game, Plaxico Burress absolutely destroying Al Harris in Lambeau Field. En route to the Giants overtime win there, and then obviously he was hobbled in Super Bowl 42, but he wound up making 2 catches in that game, including the key catch, the go ahead touchdown with 35 seconds left.
Now, a few things for me to dive into there. That Lambeau game was the one where Tom Coughlin's nose almost fell off from frostbite, correct?
Correct. Yes, that was also the one where, if I remember right, who was the Giants kicker? Was it Lawrence? I think Lawrence Tynes was the kicker that
Lawrence
year.
Tynes was the kicker, yeah.
Yeah, and the Giants missed however many field goals leading up to it, which was giving me a heart attack as a fan.
Now, also, if I recall, Plaxico Burress, the issue of him shooting himself in the thigh was he tried to keep the gun wasted in a pair of sweatpants. And I'm sorry, there's no sweatpant elastic that is really, maybe now there is, maybe 20, 15 years later, it's gotten stronger.
The technology's improved.
But not back then. And then going back to that touchdown catch, we all know I'm a Jet fan, anybody that watches. That was one of the few get out of my seat touchdown catches that I've ever experienced watching the game on a couch. Like I was like, like because I just could not. I hated the Patriots back then. I'm like, they cannot go undefeated. God.
Right, 18-0 Patriots, and that was the one where it's like, oh wow, this actually might happen. The Giants are going to have the lead here with just under a minute to go in the Super Bowl.
So yeah, that was that. And then just going back to where the genesis of this, I love collecting like personal favorite players from different eras because, like, not to say it's endless because like eventually you will get all the cards, but you can always hunt for another base card, another instant. Like there's always things to hunt to build your collection. So it's like that's what I really like. But even when it's just like it doesn't always have to be the Hall of Famers. It could be guys that were just very good or a personal favorite for whatever reason. Great.
Yeah, and Plax is one of my favorite Giants of all time. Eventually, for this show, I'm gonna have to come up with a list of like my favorite Yankees, my favorite Giants, my favorite Devils, and and just sort of build out the collections based around those. But Plax is obviously high on my list, and for going down this Giants rabbit hole, I figured that was as appropriate a place to start as any.
Now, I love that idea of ranking our favorite players for our respective teams. That'll be a series that'll come up in 2026 in Rip N Riff for sure. We pencil that one in. I also ended up going to the hobby shop over the weekend. I wanted to, I give myself a Adam Christmas gift every year. So I picked up myself a little, blaster box of 2025-26 Upper Deck artifacts. So crack that open next year as well. But also I had time to go through the Loosey box. So I said, let's go through it. And that shop, T206 Sports in Santa Rosa, they've got it broken up real nice and make it real easy to just search for your teams, like random Loosey. So only one hockey one here. We'll start off with that Brian Leach. It's got like the shiny sticker like thing on top of it. That's where that black text comes from there. But part of the Sterling series and the Topps Finest. Found this 1985 Mickey Schuler Topps card there. I mean, anytime you can have an old school card to your collection, it looks like it's a nice little filler there.
Is there any attachment to Mickey Schuler other than he's a former Jet?
No, but it's just whenever I see like older Jets cards of players I remember or know the name at least, because I know that like, yeah, sure, $1 for that card just because it's something nice when you're flipping through the collection to change it up so it's not all 90s later. Yeah, 90s and later. One of my favorite Jets of all time who will absolutely be on the list here, little 99 Upper Deck, Lewis there, good looking card. Although unfortunately he'll always be remembered as the guy who started
Tom Brady's career.
Correct. Although that was a violent hit on Drew Bledsoe. I mean, Jesus Christ, guy was coughing up blood. Now, these are two guys that are part of the reason I wanted to get into sports broadcasting, because as a kid, even though the Yankees sucked, guys like Bobby Mercer and Phil Rizzuto made the games watchable. And you got recommendations for good cannolis in the Bronx or good bread on Arthur Avenue. Like, Phil Rizzuto covered all the bases, pun intended.
That's exactly what you're looking for out of your baseball broadcast, is where to find the best cannolis in the Bronx.
When you got guys like Melito Perez being your ace, you need filler content. Those early 90 Yankee teams were pitiful. They were not pitiful when Bernie Williams was there. As we all know, he's my favorite Yankee. Look at that one there, a little power insert there. Got a Instavision highlights here for Bernie Williams. A little that one's cool. Like it's got the little hologram highlight.
Oh,
there.
I like that one. Yeah, because it's got like the big screen and the hologram effect going on in the background, and I'm sure that's Bernie with one of his 8 billion clutch moments he had as a Yankee, because that's what he did, and that's what the Yankees did back when he was on the team.
Wasn't always a home run. It could just be like a stand-up double to the gap that drove 2 runs in. That's the kind of guy Bernie Williams was.
That's right.
And then also we got another little base Bernie parallel there. And then this one, storybook endings, Andy Pettit walking off the field for the last time. Had to have that one.
After his final start in Houston, yeah.
Now we're gonna get interesting here. I got 4 cards to go. You're gonna love this one. This is a Mariano Rivera World Series champion with like a replica World Series ring. That guy.
Ooh, that is very nice. Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna have to track one of those down from my collection.
Now we're gonna get into Derek Jeter here for a minute. So you see, you got a team leaders, nothing traditional, Fleer traditional insert card. You see all the cast of characters there from the mid '90s and late '90s with Clemens in the mix, and now you got a nice Upper Deck 10th anniversary Derek Jeter card with the gold inlay. Now that's clearly Derek Jeter, right, Jared? Clearly, you can see
On the
that.
card?
Yeah.
I mean, it sure looks like him.
Okay. Now, the
Am I
reason I
missing
asked that is because I got really excited when I saw Derek Jeter's top prospects 93 Upper Deck. On what planet is that Derek Jeter? And that there is no way that is Derek Jeter
That does not look like Jeter.
at all. Not even like, oh, the sun's in his eyes. Like, you know, he's not, look, he's got a weird face on. No, that's not Derek Jeter. I'm sorry.
I mean, the body type is similar-ish. It also looks like the color grading's off on that because like that looks more like a almost like a Giants blue for like the Yankee logo and like the undershirt that he's wearing there where you can see it on his sleeve there. So I mean that
I bought that just to do this. I'm like, because there is no chance that is actually Derek Jeter in the film.
have you researched this card?
I have not had a chance to yet. That's going to be my next step here, but it's busy weekend, last full weekend before Christmas, a lot to do.
That's very interesting. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about that one.
I thought you would appreciate that. I thought you'd get a kick out of that being Derek Jeter, say with the air quotes. I have no idea who that is, but it's not Derek Jeter. It was a well spent $3 for the segment. But let's get to it's time to get to some football cards here and some NFL packs. So let's go. All right, it is time for some Topps Holiday 2025 here.
Yeah.
Holiday football. Jared will do his packs first, and then I'll open my tin.
Sure, we could do that. I mean, how many packs were in your tin?
3
Just out
total.
of curiosity.
So I got 15 here. 3 total.
Oh, that's a lot.
No,
Just save
15
some of those for
cards.
future years.
No, it's 15 cards.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's not bad at all then.
Oh.
Let's see. All right, we got ourselves Chris Olave.
Big day yesterday.
Yeah, who had a big day yesterday for the Saints. I was just looking to see if there was anything like holiday themed on this card. I don't really see it. So there you go.
So there
And
are
then-
parallels. It's not like the Tops where like every card, like who's got a candy cane for a baseball bat and that thing. This is just a
Okay.
holiday parallel. So that's why I was trying to find something besides this one out of one of the shops. No luck, but we'll still have some fun nonetheless.
We have a Ty Felton rated rookie card here with the Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, they pick up the win in MetLife Stadium yesterday against the hapless Giants, despite their best efforts, despite losing JJ McCarthy to injury. So,
hey, they're going to beat the Raiders this week, and then hopefully the Cowboys smack them around next week, and then we'll see how the tiebreakers go. But that'll probably mean a second overall pick if they lose to the Raiders.
I'm going to be so angry when they beat the Raiders. I'm going to be so angry. I would literally pick up a quarterback off the street, and I would pick up, I would just tell him just kneel the ball every time you have it, make a mockery of it,
drop back, throw incomplete passes. Let's just get this over with.
Let's see. We have Darius Davis here with the LA Chargers. Not exactly the highest quality pack here. We have ourselves Josh Jacobs with the Packers. One of the more, I'd say, one of the more improbable losses this past week. In recent memory, with them losing on Saturday night against the Bears. I'm not even sure it's the most improbable loss of week 50 of the weekend. When you look back at the Rams game, I don't know how the Rams lost, and I have no idea how the Packers lost.
Listen, we've been saying the Bears are frauds all year, and I'm getting off that train. I think the Bears are now a legitimate playoff team in the NFC, and the NFC is wide open. I know everybody talks about the 3 teams from the West, but that'll be a big game this week. Bears Niners. That'll be a good measuring stick game. Let's see, Chicago on the road, week 17. They got the playoff spot clinched up. They're going to try and go for the division. I don't think the Bears are frauds anymore, but because that game felt like a typical Bears Packers game where the Packers were going to just They were going to be in control and they were going to win. Bears have that mojo though. I think it's changed. I think there's been a switch flipped in Chicago. I think the Bears got that thing about them now. That je ne sais quoi.
Might be right. And we have finished this pack with a rated rookie retro card here with Jalen Milroe with the Seahawks.
Oh, yeah, Sam Darnold's taking control up there. Seahawks go to Carolina this week. That's actually a pretty interesting matchup in the NFC.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. I guess Carolina now controls their own destiny because they have the lead in the NFC South. And if I'm not mistaken, does this game actually not mean anything for Carolina because they finished the season with Tampa Bay?
So, basically, as long as they beat the Buccaneers week 18, it doesn't matter. Now, if Tampa loses to Miami this week, then Carolina's in. It don't even matter. They can lose out. It don't matter. So,
right. So congratulations. I got one more pack here. Congratulations to the Steelers, by the way, clinching another winning season under Mike Tomlin. You got Hines Ward here for a retro card there.
The ending of that game was great because the referee was like, so it turns out it was a touchdown, but because of the penalty, it doesn't count. See you later.
Let's see. We have Nick Amanworth with the Seahawks here, looking behind him for whatever reason.
Yeah, he's having a very good year for he's helped a part of the Seahawks defense was already good, and now you add a guy like him in there. I mean, if Seattle goes through the NFC, it's going to be because of their defense and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah. Let's see. We have Jalen Lane here with the Commanders, who I mean, we've talked about this before. I really wish they would go back to the Redskins color scheme and all that. Not so much the racist logo, but everything else with the Redskins. You can bring that back.
It's not the logo. Everything else is cool. But we're going to pull up NFL uniform database, see if they're going to do anything gridiron database, see if they're doing anything cool for Christmas.
Yep. Let's see. We have Xavier Legette here, a best of instant card of him scoring his first touchdown. So there you go there. And last but not least, Byron Murphy, cornerback, Minnesota Vikings card. And I have to say, these packs are very disappointing. Nothing here that's really holiday themed, and that's sort of what I was looking for with these packs. So this is the first time I've ever ripped these packs, and I'm just like, I really wish I didn't spend the money on this.
Well, I'm going to try and soften your disappointment a little bit because you're going to get your wish for the Commanders uniforms on Christmas. So even though you're not going to watch the game, at least when you see the highlights, you'll be pleased aesthetically.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I won't get to see any of the game, but there you go.
There you go. And then you got the Lions doing a weird blackout thing with the blue helmets, and the Vikings doing their like white ice or whatever they call them jerseys.
The Vikings do like a whiteout for specific home games, so
that'll be that'll be cool. I always like a good whiteout there when it always looks cool on TV. Now, I have a tin that I already took the cellophane off. We'll see if I have some better success here.
Maybe I hope you do, because mine could not have been much worse.
The bar has been set very low. All right, we start.
I don't even think I'm going to put any of these cards in the sleeve protector. Maybe the Jalen Milroe one, but other than that, the rest might just go right in the trash.
All right, so pack one, we're already out of the gate doing better. So we got a player everybody knows and recognizes, Mr. T. Higgins.
Yeah, heard of him. Nice game yesterday, coming off the concussion. Hopefully he can stay healthy, because obviously when you have a couple concussions like that in short order, it's always scary.
Bengals looked, that game went exactly as I thought it would yesterday against Miami. They close out against the Browns, and then who do they have this week? They got the Cardinals at home. Burrow's going to have a huge couple of weeks to close the year. Maybe not so much against Cleveland, but I think he lights it up again this week.
At least one more week while I'm in the fantasy finals, and I have Chasey and T. Higgins on that one team.
Yeah, that would be nice if that could help you out. I'll be in the fantasy finals in at least one, potentially two. We got a Monday Night Football one hanging in the balance there. We got a throwback Falcons black and white card here. William Andrews, running back there. We'll keep it in the NFC South with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tez Johnson rated rookie. And we were guilty of it too. Like in the early part of the season, just absolutely pumping the tires of Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm not going to like trash Mayfield or anything like that, but man, the Buccaneers season, the floor came out from that real quick, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if it was the Baker injury was worse than they sort of let on, and
very possible.
He just hasn't been, quite the same player. Or I suspect the part of it is Todd Bowles related. I just don't think he's a very good head coach. Very excellent defensive coordinator. I think I think we're seeing once again he's not a good head coach.
And listen, there are just some guys that are like that. I mean, look at Josh McDaniel with the Patriots. Guy is a fantastic offensive coordinator. I would never want him running my team, though. He can run my offense till the cows come home, but I don't want to be in the head coach.
Right. Dennis Allen's another example. I mean, he was mentioned the other over the weekend, I guess with the Bears now is like perfect example of a guy who's a really good coordinator, terrible head coach.
You know who might end up falling into that category because with the way things are going in Kansas City, Steve Spagnuolo, with the way he runs a defense, I think he's a guy that if he got a chance, he'd be reminded that he's a good coordinator, but not a coach.
Correct.
But we'll see. We got a purple press-proof parallel Josie Jewell here. So those were exclusive to the holiday packs. And we close out. He was not active, yet the Bears still pulled out the victory. They call him a Caleb Williams security blanket there. Roma Dunze Dominators parallel.
Very much so. Although I would say the particular angle on that shot makes his head look 3 sizes too big.
It looks like he's got a Guardian cap on, but he doesn't.
It does, yes.
Or it's like one of those like comically big, like cartoon helmet drawing kind of things. But
yeah, we've talked about like the back in the 90s when the trend in like video games was the big heads. It kind of feels like one of those.
Yeah, it does. All right. Now I'm going to have multiple candidates for pulls of the day, and you're not going to have any at this point. I'm sorry, my man.
That's fine. That's fine.
We start off with Tyler Booker rated rookie, Cowboys offensive lineman. By the way, yes, they lose to the Chargers yesterday. Second straight week, the Chargers have pitched a shutout in the second half. Look out for the Chargers. Although I don't buy them to make a deep run this year. Let's see here. We got the Jason Taylor from the Miami Dolphins there. Definitely a guy who ruined many of my Sundays. And then when he joined the Jets, it was nice to have him. But he wreaked havoc on the Jets for years. He used to beat up on them pretty good.
Yep, and now his son's on the team.
Yeah, Mason, a budding tight end. Maybe he's our tight end of the future. Another press-proof parallel here, rated rookie, Jalen Royals, Chiefs there. Speaking of the Chiefs, we'll keep it in Kansas City, Xavier Worthy.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders Chiefs week 17. That might be like a Raiders victory spot. That is your hope as a Giants fan, that the Raiders do something stupid and beat the Chiefs week 18. That's your
after the Giants beat the Raiders. But then it's going to be a tiebreaker mess, though. And somehow the Giants aren't going to win that tiebreaker because they've had the hardest schedule all year. So we'll see how that plays. I'd have to pull up Tankathon to kind of see where that entire situation stands.
We got a poll of the day candidate here. Unfortunately, he got hurt last night, and that probably affected the Ravens' ability to win the game. But we got a bomb squad, Lamar Jackson.
I have to say, I might be over Lamar. I'm tired of all the injuries.
That's the thing. Like you admire the guy for gutting through it and trying, but like he's always hurt. It's like
it's tough, man. Oh man. Yeah, so the Giants currently sit at 530 with the strength of schedule, but that's going to dip this week with them playing the Raiders. So Cleveland currently has like the worst one of all those teams that are in the mix for the number 1 pick, and I guess the Jets are like right there as well. So I don't know who the Jets have this week, but the Jets have the Patriots this week. So
the Patriots and the Bills in Buffalo. They're not winning. They're losing it.
They're going to lose those games, but their strength of schedule is going to get tougher because they're playing 2 good teams to finish the year.
I mean, they didn't beat the Saints yesterday. That's all I wanted. Don't beat, because that would have been a killer. We could deal with you beating the Bengals, and all that, but don't beat the Saints, and they didn't. So that worked out well for us. Let's see here. We open up the last of these holiday packs. So definitely off to a great start here on this edition of Rip N Riff. We got a throwback here of one of the better power backs of his day, Natron Means. Don't want to tackle that guy.
No, definitely do not. Oh boy, he looks even bigger there.
Those shoulder pads look like they could go through a concrete wall just fine. Guy who's been pretty much a disappointment here in Buffalo, Keon Coleman.
Another healthy scratch, and he's looking like a draft bust there. So he'll get a fresh start somewhere else. But
I'm the Bills. See what Justin Jefferson costs. Just see. You owe it to Josh. If you don't get through this year, and the AFC is wide open, they don't at least get to the Super Bowl shit. You have to do something to bring in a big play receiver. You absolutely have to. Like, you have James Cook's a fantastic running back. Josh Allen was saying he should be the MVP. Yeah, I don't know about that, but he definitely should be, mentioned in the conversation. You have to give this guy. I know Josh Allen's great. You have to give him at least a bona fide one. You do that. This is a Jets fan saying this.
I think they're spooked after how this whole Stephon Diggs situation ended there.
But that's okay, fine, be spooked. But like Stephon Diggs did that in Minnesota. He did it in Buffalo. Did it in Houston. Like that's a Stephon Diggs thing. If you can't see that, then like that's your problem. Like, yeah, he's doing great in New England while they're winning. And when Mike Vrabel's your coach, you're not going to get away with certain things anymore. Just like you owe it to Allen to give this guy a bona fide threat to throw the ball to. My God. Let's see here. We're gonna go. We got a press proof parallel. JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, and we talked about him earlier. Didn't look very good before he got hurt, and obviously suffered the hand injury that knocked him out of the game yesterday. And yeah, I think the Vikings are going to be in the quarterback business. I can't imagine they go into the year with JJ McCarthy as their QB1.
Yeah, I think they've seen. Listen, like I know he's been hurt and he's been dealing with injuries, but I think there's been seen enough to know that he's not the guy. He's maybe a long-term backup in this league. Sure, I could see this guy, getting a random spot start in week 14, 10 years from now, but he ain't the guy to lead your team.
I think we're seeing why the Vikings stuck with Carson Wentz as long as they did when McCarthy was out. And we know Carson Wentz isn't the guy, but the fact that they stuck with him as long as they did, I think kind of tells you what they think about this guy.
I mean, maybe that's JJ McCarthy's future is what Carson Wentz is now. Like, but yeah. Right now, Carson Wentz is at least competent, like he's not going to.
No.
Comparatively. I mean, if those are
No, I understand what you're saying. Yes.
We got two more cards here in the pack. We got a Luther Burden rated rookie.
That's good.
He's been chipping in the past few weeks for the Bears. He's become an important player for him. Now, we can have a quick debate over whether this guy is deserving of the insert series title. It's called the Legend Series. It's a nice one, though. Jimmy Graham. You calling him a legend?
Seems like a bit of a stretch there.
Yeah.
By the way, none of these cards are really holiday themed.
I know. I think it's just a.
I think they just threw holiday on the box there just to try to sell them. I think this is blatant. This is like Otto when he went to Pottery Barn. This is flagrant false advertising.
See, your mind went there for The Simpsons. Mine went to Apu crossing out cat and writing hurricane for hurricane.
Hurricane Chow.
Doesn't even just puts it next to it. Still says cat. Still see it.
I love the fact that we both came up with two completely different Simpsons references that both work.
Yes. Oh man. All right, we'll keep the football rolling here. We'll go to a 96 Pinnacle Select here. This one's only a 10 card pack, so this one breeze through this one quickly. Going through anything else from yesterday's games that really stick. I mean, the Jaguar. We haven't talked about the Jaguars yet. I mean, I was texting Nick Whalen about this. I'm like, it would be so Jaguars to step in shit against a 44-year-old Phillip Rivers this week against the Colts and lose that game with all the momentum they have. Then you got the Titans at week 17 to get you to bounce back. So
I want to see how Phillip Rivers looks tonight against the 49ers, because he did not look particularly good. Like, he looked like a guy that was just kind of like trying to survive out there. A lot of short passes, a lot of basically shot putting the passes. And by the way, it's going to bother me if I don't correct this. It wasn't Pottery Barn for Otto, by the way. It was Stoner's
Pot Palace. Yeah.
Yes. I said Pottery Barn, but yes.
Yes, I knew what you meant. Hey, what were you saying again? My train threw me off with the Simpsons there for a minute. I got bricking alert here, so I'm trying to separate these.
Brick alert.
Anyway, let's get to the packs here. Let's get to it's bricking, but we're going to be okay. I mean, only one card I see some damage to here. Hold on. Can you hear it when I'm unsticking them?
I heard that, whatever that was.
That one. All right, let's go. Got a little Chris Warren here with the Seahawks. Good looking cards with the football pigskin kind of thing there.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a Fleer and Flare insert there, Chris Warren. We've got Aaron Bailey, the Indianapolis Colts. So going back to the Phillip Rivers, and then they got then the Texans week 18. So here's the thing about Rivers though. So first week, 4 years off the bench, you got to go on the road to play one of the best defenses in the NFL. Okay,
Tough
fine.
spot. Very tough spot.
Now the more important thing for the Colts is they're getting DeForest Buckner back tonight. And they've got so since they've lost him, they've only won one game, and that was against the Falcons in Germany. DeForest Buckner is a key piece of that defense. I'm not saying the Colts win. I can see them cover the 5.5.
But the problem with the Colts now is, their closing schedule's tough. I mean, obviously they have the Niners this week. You mentioned they have the Jaguars. I'm assuming they have the Texans again as well.
So the Colts have the Niners this week. They host the Jaguars next week, and they finish in Houston.
They might not win another game. So, I mean, that's very much on the table. Now, the one thing I will give Phillip Rivers credit for, now that he came back, 5 more years of NFL paid health insurance. So, for him and his family. And he's got a large family. So, I'm not saying he came back just to game the system, but hey, if you can get somebody else to pay for your health insurance, go for it.
I'm sure that part of that conversation with the wife, she's like, "You're really going to go back to I know it's only for a few, maybe 2 months, but you're really going to go back to the grind of the NFL, honey, health insurance." Oh, okay, got it.
And not just that, 5 years of it.
Yeah, so that especially for a guy that's taken his share of hits in his day, that guy would stand in the pocket and do what was needed. We got an Eric P. Graham Steelers card there. Steelers, like you said, it's looking like they're Mike Tomlin finishes over 500 again. Steelers haven't had a losing season in like 22 years. Steelers basically are, unless they collapse to the Browns and Ravens, are going to win the North. So
no, they are very much going to win the North. It's not going to be pretty, and they might not win another game in the regular season, but I feel that they got their winning season. That's what I guess that's what matters in Pittsburgh. They got another winning season for Tomlin.
If the Lamar Jackson back thing is an issue, and don't forget they play Saturday, so one less day for Lamar to get right. It's over if he can't play. We got Bryce Pop, Bills, close call in Cleveland yesterday, but they got the Eagles this week, which will be tough, and then they got the Jets to close out. Now you see these jerseys and helmets they're wearing right now. You got 2 home games left before that stadium closes for good, and you open up your new building, right?
Yep.
Wear the damn red helmets. But you got 2 green teams coming to town around Christmas. Do it. This is what we want to see. Enough of the white. They should go back to this full time. But if they don't wear this look one more time or they close the building out, it's travesty. Travesty.
Yeah, I completely agree. Since you mentioned the Eagles, I just want to rant real quick about Nick Sirianni.
Oh, of course. That's right. You mentioned that. Let's get to it.
Yeah, I mentioned I wanted to do that. I feel like analytics are ruining the sport. As they're ruining a lot of sports, and this is a perfect example why. So like they go for 2 very late in that game to go up 29-11 to go up 18, and the justification after the fact and basically this sparked like a whole brawl between the Eagles and the Commanders. The Commanders didn't take too kindly to it, and I kind of understand why, because it feels like you're running up the score there. And Sirianni basically hit behind the numbers, and he was like, well, yeah, if they score the touchdown and get the 2-pointer and then convert the onside kick, and then they score the touchdown and get the 2-pointer again, and then convert the onside kick again, then we lose on a field goal. And I'm thinking of this entire thing. It's like, buddy, if you give up that many points, that exact sequence in the final 4 minutes of the game to Josh Johnson, who's older than I am, I feel like that's on you. that's not I understand you're trying to do what you think is best to win, but like at some point, like just play the game normally.
Yeah, I agree. And then listen, maybe you got a little too out of hand, but yeah, I understand the Commanders end of it. It's a division rival coming into my building. See, I haven't had a good season. You guys are clinching the division, going to the playoffs, and like you want to do that stuff? No, not in my building. In 2 weeks in Philly, you want to do that? Whatever. Not in my house.
Right. Well, Philly, we'll see how many people the Eagles actually play in that game, because they probably won't even need the game at that point. Like their seat will probably be locked in, so I would imagine they would protect.
It may not be,
but it might not be. Yeah, but like if I were a guy in the Commanders and I was just really pissed off about how the season went, I'd be looking to get my pound of flesh there.
I disagree. Like I was in a pickup hockey game on a Saturday night. I'm playing defenseman. Some guy tries to do the Michigan. I just smacked his stick as hard as I could. I'm like, get that shit out of here. How dare you? We got Todd Collins with the Bills. We go back to back on Buffalo there. Again, clean look. Wear it one of the last 2 games. It makes too much. Wear both last games, please. Got the Patriots here checklist. Drew Bledsoe. That's a good looking card, even though there's some clear bricking damage there. We got Orlando Thomas from the Minnesota Vikings. Hall of Famer Charles Haley. That's it. If there was ever a picture that showed what Charles Haley was like as a player, there it is. He's getting double teamed, and it don't even matter. One of those guys is James Wisniewski.
Doesn't matter.
Steve Wisniewski. Steve Wisniewski. I said James. We have Isaac Bruce here. Again, perfect image of what that guy does. Just catches the ball and gets first downs and does whatever was required. Old Rams look there with that bright yellow. And we close this pack. I got some good news, Jared. We close with the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar rookie card. Just, not the one you want. Still Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in a UCLA jersey. I mean,
that's so weird.
Not the right one, I don't think.
No, well, that's the thing. So that's why it's weird to me. I also have no recollection of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the NFL player.
He was a Dolphins running back towards the end of the era where they refused to give Marino a quality running back to keep defenses honest. He was one of the ones that actually did okay for a couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah. Marino still killed the Jets every Sunday. Now, speaking of killing the Jets every Sunday, they got a game coming up against the Patriots at home. Will that be one of our picks for this week? Let's find out. All right, folks. So here we go. We got it's a little bit of a disjointed week here with it being Christmas week with Thursday and Saturday games. So we'll roll through here. We got the Cowboys and the Commanders. Cowboys 6.5-point road favorites, total 50.5. Lions 6-point road favorites at Minnesota, total 44.5. Broncos 12.5-point road favorites at Arrowhead, 36.5. I'm not sure if I've ever seen a 3-game slate where all 3 teams were favored on the road. And Saturday, we got the Chargers 2.5-point home favorites to the Texans, total 39.5. Packers 2.5-point home favorites to the Ravens. We'll see where Jordan Love stands, total 40.5 there. We move on to Sunday in the early window. Seahawks 7.5-point road favorites, total 42.5. Bengals 7-point home favorites to the Cardinals, total 53.5. Steelers 4.5-point road favorites to Cleveland, total 34.5. Patriots, speaking of beating the crap out of the Jets, 13.5-point favorites on the road, total 43.5. Bucks 5.5-point road favorites at Miami, total 46.5. The Saints 2.5-point road favorites in Tennessee, total 39.5. I think that could actually be a really good game. Jaguars at the Colts, Jaguars 7-point road favorites, total 46.5. Late window, Giants are actually 1.5 underdogs to the Raiders, total 41.5. Bills 2.5-point home favorites to the Eagles, total 43.5. Sunday Night Football, 49ers 2.5-point home favorites to the Bears, total 50.5. And then on Monday Night Football, the Rams head east to travel to Atlanta to play the Falcons. They are 8.5-point favorites, total 49.5. What do we got here, Jared? What's jumping out at you? What's not jumping out at you?
I mean, first and foremost, I'm taking the 1.5 with the Giants. I've been saying all along the Giants are going to win this game and cost themselves the #1 pick. And the Giants are an absolutely dreadful football team. If there's a team in the NFL that's worse than the Giants, it's the Las Vegas Raiders. Like, this is one where the wrong team's favored. I know Jackson Dart didn't play well yesterday, and he hasn't played well the last few weeks. But that feels like a game the Giants should win. They should be able to move the ball, even though they don't really have any receivers, and their running game's just kind of mediocre. And both these teams are obviously playing out the string there. But I feel like at least with the Giants, they're competitive in these games. Excuse me. It feels like when the Giants lose, they only lose these games by a couple points and whatnot. It feels like the Raiders get blown out every week. I know the Raiders they played a close game yesterday with the Texans, but generally speaking, it feels like they're just losing by 10, 15 points every week. And Geno Smith's obviously not the answer there. Pete Carroll's looking like a one and done. There's just no talent on that roster aside from Max Crosby and Nash and Genty and I guess Brock Bowers, but. I'm gonna grab the 1.5 there with the Giants, and I think they win the game outright.
The other thing too, as crazy as it is to say, follow me here. It's almost kind of like a trap game because you got the Chiefs coming to your building, and I know it's a Chiefs team that's down to no Patrick Mahomes and is just limping to the finish. But man, like the Raiders don't like the Chiefs, and I could see them licking their chops to have a big game that week. Just
Right. Yeah, I could see the Raiders wanting to try to stick it to the Chiefs while they're down. Now, whether or not they're capable of doing it's a whole other thing, but no, I think that's a good point there. I know the Giants have to finish up at home against the Cowboys, that'll be a miserable experience if you have tickets to that game, unless you want to sit in a half-empty MetLife Stadium with the 50,000 Cowboys fans that live in North Jersey.
That's the thing. That's going to be a Cowboys home game because the Cowboys fans will still come, even though the season's over. It's a chance to watch your team or in your area, whatever. By the way, Jared 2-1 last week. He's 3-0. I took all underdogs and they all won. None of them needed the points I had. So
Nice
Patriots plus 2.5, Bengals plus 1.5, Chargers plus 2.5. Jared lost on the Jets plus 4.5, but won on the Titans and the Eagles. So Jared takes his first pick there. He's going to go with the Giants of 1.5. Bengals -7. They might win by 2 touchdowns. There's no way Arizona will have I would consider the over, but 53.5 might be a little too much. Joe Burrow yesterday in his post-game press conference, he went from being like one of the most downtrodden guys I had seen in the previous week in his press conference to him being like, oh yeah, that was fun. I forgot what it was like to have fun and, have a big day and all that stuff. So you got a team like the Cardinals coming to town. Yeah. Bengals cover that -7 easy. The Bengals are going to finish off with 3 straight wins. They're going to have a tougher time in Cleveland next week with that Browns defense, but give me the Bengals to cover the 7.
All right, I'm probably going to regret this pick because I'm picking a bad team on the road that's a favorite.
Uh-oh.
Is Tyler Shuck actually good?
If you look listen, I know the Saints aren't necessarily a good team, but I mean, look at their wins the last. They beat the 2 teams that are going to settle the division for them.
Correct. Yeah.
And
they've picked up wins. Like they're not a good team, but they're certainly more than competitive in these games. I feel like Kellen Moore's actually building something there. I mean, they need a lot more talent. They got to get their books cleaned up and all that sort of stuff. And I do worry by the time they have enough talent to put around Tyler Shuck, he'll be like 35 because he's already old. But yeah, I mean, look, they're only laying 2.5 on the road against one of the 5 worst teams in football. I know Tennessee played well yesterday, beating a hapless Chiefs team, but I think that's a spot where the Saints can go on the road and I'm asking them to win by a field goal. I think they could probably do that with the way their quarterback's playing.
I think that's going to be a close game either way. I think that's going to be one of those games where if you don't have the package, you're going to get multiple in-game updates, and it's going to be like, wow, that Saints-Titans game is really and I think you're going to get a good one there. I think so. I'd consider the over. I lean to that, but I'm not going to take that. For my second pick, I'm going to take the Browns getting 4.5 points at home. I think the Steelers are riding a little high right now. I don't think they're necessarily as good as they are. They're about to go face a really good defense. Shedeur Sanders is, I don't want to say getting better each week, but he's getting, I feel like, a little less bad each week. And
by the way, with the Browns, like that's
their Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, well, not just that's their Super Bowl, but like the fact you have a quarterback that's not like pissing down his leg, like every time he goes out there, that's an improvement for the Browns.
Like he made one. I didn't have a ton of that game on yesterday with Buffalo, but he made one throw where it's like, okay, that was a throw.
That was a throw.
that was a nice one. That was like he's showing flashes, and that's the thing. I think Pittsburgh, yeah, they've got some momentum, but I feel like Cleveland gives them a problem. Like I said, it's their Super Bowl. I know they got the Bengals too the following week, but Bengals aren't going to the playoffs. This is a chance to actually screw with the division race a little bit. I know they're not trying to help Baltimore. You're just trying to play rabble-rouser either way, but even if the Steelers win, I think it'll be a close game. I mean, Buffalo just barely escaped with a 23-20 victory yesterday, so I think Buffalo's better than Pittsburgh. I think that's how that goes. Give me the Browns. What's your last pick?
All right. I hate taking big spreads like this, but I'm going to justify it here. I'm going to lay the 13.5 with the Patriots going to MetLife Stadium and facing the Jets. That stadium, it's not going to be empty because, much like the Cowboys fans the following week, that's going to be all Patriot fans that week coming to MetLife Stadium. Obviously, the Patriots still have plenty to play for. They're trying to win I don't think they've clinched the division yet.
They haven't clinched the division yet, but I think a win over the Jets puts them there, I think.
And obviously, that's a rivalry game, and the Patriots have a long history of liking to try to stick it to the Jets whenever they can, and that's certainly a spot where they can do that. I am not sold on the Brady Cook era at quarterback. And obviously, Aaron Glenn announced he's going to get the start again this week, so I feel like they're just going to ride ride Brady Cook the rest of the year. Which, I mean, good luck with that. That's that's one way of tanking without actually blatantly tanking. So, so there you go. Kind of is what it is, but yeah, I mean, look, it's a ton of points, but because you're getting that extra hook there, and could the Patriots win this game by 14 points? I mean, I don't see why they can't the way they're playing right now. So, I hate laying a big number like that, but I'll do it in this spot.
Listen, Aaron Glenn at quarterback. Why not against Buffalo Week 18? He could put your name in the history books. Be that guy. I know you put like you were cornerback. It sounds like quarterback. Oh, I mean it's close enough. So for my last pick here, I could go a couple different ways. If I would like to, if the Colts show up tonight against the Niners, I would take them getting 7 at home against the Jaguars. I think that's a little too big of a line for Jacksonville, even as well as they're playing. I could take the Panthers with 7.5 because of that hook. Because Seattle's great on the road, but Carolina, like you said, Carolina knows they don't necessarily need this game, so I'm gonna stay away. Tampa Bay cannot lose Miami on the road. I think the Dolphins had their little, hey, we're playing for Mike McDaniel. The GM's gone. We don't like. They had their fun. I think it's now. I think the Buccaneers can win by 6 on Sunday. So give me the Buccaneers to cover 5.5 on the road at Miami. Although I'm going to put an asterisk Colts +7 as something else I was considering just to have it. Yeah, that's going to be my 3 picks for this week.
Very nice.
Very nice. All right. So Jared's got the Giants plus 1.5 in Vegas. The Saints covering 2.5 on the road at Tennessee. The Patriots laying 13.5 at the Meadowlands. I've got the Bengals -7 at home against the Cardinals. I would take that on the road. Browns plus 4.5 at home against the Steelers, and Tampa Bay -5.5. And I do like the Colts +7. Why did they? Even if they don't win, they just got to show up on Monday Night Football. So that does it for the football portion of our show. Let's get to some hockey quick. Now, I always rip a pack of cards when I'm done producing the show we do late at night. And I had 3 of the Series 2 packs left. So I saved 1 for today, and I have 1 for last night and 1 for tomorrow night. Now, nice. I feel the packs to try and save the better ones for the show if I feel like a die cut in there or something feels a little heavy. And I honestly did that. And I tried to use one of the packs that didn't feel as good. And I ended up ripping something I've been wanting for a long time, ever since the series came out. I
finally got the Celebrini rookie.
Oh, I didn't get the Celebrini rookie, my friend. I got the Celebrini Will Smith Young Guns combo.
Oh, very nice.
Not a checklist. That's like, okay, it's a cool card. It's still a checklist. No, I got the Teammates combo too. But I'm still hunting for a Celebrini Young Guns. I'll take this one for sure.
There you go.
Very excited. You should have seen my face when I pulled out last night. I was very happy. But let's see if we can do better for that as we rip our last pack of cards for the year. Crazy. All right. We start off with a guy who hasn't been having. He's turned things around lately. A team overall has also been slightly better, but not a great season in Nashville. Although they beat the Rangers last night, no problem. But yeah, clean looking set there, all yellow head to toe.
That is a clean looking set there, and probably not a good sign for the Rangers that you go on the road in Nashville and just a total no show there.
I mean, it was encouraging that they came back against the Flyers, and then you follow that up with that effort in Nashville last night. So there you go. We got Shane Pinto with the Senators, who have all of a sudden been winning some games lately too. They seem like they're going to be a tough out night in and night out for the most part.
God, the Eastern Conference is such a mess.
It's wide open.
No separation.
We got your guy here, Mr. Jake Allen, who lost to Buffalo last night.
Yeah, tough loss. I feel like he played well, but the team in front of him didn't. At least with the Devils, they kind of got a little bit of a jolt of energy yesterday with the team announcing that Jack Hughes is back, Timo Meyer's back from his leave of absence, Arsenij Gritsuk's back, but didn't really translate on the ice. I know Hughes scored a goal, but the rest of the team didn't do a whole lot in front of him to support Jake Allen there.
Also, one of the last times they're going to be donning those black jerseys, if I recall correctly, because they're retiring them at the end of the year.
They're retiring at the end of this season. So And by the way, Buffalo had a nice trolling post on Twitter afterwards with they did like the mock-up Photoshop of the black jersey. It just said Sabres win on the front of it, which was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's anytime. Sometimes you just got to tip your hat or your jersey.
Yeah, that's good. That's good social media trolling. I like that.
It's wholesome social media trolling too. Like a kid could see that and be like, oh,
And like if you're a Devils fan, you can't complain because like I feel like the Devils are one of the league leaders in terms of trolling on social media whenever they win a game. So like you can't get mad at that.
you got to take. Here's what I'll say about the Sabres: they're not a good team, but they're tough out when they play. They're not like stupendously bad. We got Ryan Donato here with the Chicago Blackhawks. Michael Rasmussen with the Detroit Red Wings. Yeah, that Atlantic Division right now is such a like. Good luck figuring out who's going to be the champ of that division right now. It could be anybody. It really could be anybody, probably besides Buffalo. But
and maybe Toronto with how they're playing right now.
Yeah, Toronto's got. I mean, there's still a lot of time to figure it out. But yeah, maybe not Ottawa, but they could definitely make the playoffs. We got Owen Power here, Sabres. Speaking of a lot in the Atlantic Division, John Beecher, Bruins. Let's see. We got Nicholas Haig, the Vegas Golden Knights. Captain Mark Stone, back-to-back Vegas Golden Knights here. Yeah, in the Pacific Division too, if you look at that, like Anaheim is clearly here to stay. Vegas, Edmonton, LA, usual cast of characters. The Sharks, as of going into last night's action, would have been the second wild card team in the West. So, I mean, right now, if you're outside of, we'll say Calgary, Seattle,
and like Nashville, there's not really a whole lot of sellers right now. And Nashville's not even in that division; they're in the Central. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, like there's just out west. It's just like it's just like the East, where it's still wide open. I know we're not into still a lot of time left, but usually by about now you can really get a sense of who and you really can't. That middle of the pack is so wide open right now. Speaking of the Pacific Division, we got we got a Leon Draisaitl upper deck canvas there, skating over the Oilers logo at center ice. Now that's a cool card.
Yeah, it's a cool shot. I always find it amusing when players get butthurt about stepping on the logo in the locker room, but like, I mean, the logo is on center ice there in every arena in the NHL, and nobody ever says anything about that. And players are like spitting on the ice all the time too. So
it's like, imagine if you roped it off like a club around the circle, can't skate in there. After you drop the puck, somebody comes out quick and they put them up and you can't skate there. We got an on tour of two of the most legendary Pittsburgh Penguins, Sidney Crosby and Yevgeny Malkin.
Nice.
And then we closed the pack again. This has been a banner day for my polling here. This is a good way to close out 2025. We have an electricity Connor Bedard there with Chicago Skyline. Don't call it Willits Tower. It's always the Sears Tower to the people in Chicago.
I have a funny Sears Tower story for you, but that's for off the air. It's not for on the air.
All right, so after we're done, you're definitely hanging around to tell me that because now I'm intrigued. So, for polls of the day, I guess it's probably the Lamar Jackson card. I would say for me, maybe it's the Bedard or the upper deck canvas, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Lamar Jackson. My poll of the day, Jared. You don't have to participate in this. I don't want you to have to, do that to yourself.
I will not be participating in this particular exercise this week. It is what it is.
It is what it is. But yeah, there we go. So that's it. That's gonna do it for Rip N Riff 25. Now, don't forget, still stay in touch with us through the little break there. There we are on social media. Also, Jared, you can find his quality poker content over, and I've been told he's all set through middle of January. So good for you.
I am, yes. Although I did start writing another month's worth of scripts last night, so I will probably continue that, and I want to try to get this thing so far out ahead that like I just forget like when it ends.
Yeah, that's the dream scenario. Also ripnriff@gmail.com, and also allaboutthejersey.com, where Jared you can find Jared's Devils content there. I believe you are doing grading for each acquisition last time I checked.
I did grading signings last time. This week's article will be I don't want to watch Devils players in the Olympics this year.
Because you don't want to see anybody get potentially hurt and derail a season.
Correct. Yeah. That's the crux of my argument. And Anytime you watch the Devils, all that happens is somebody gets hurt. So like the last thing I need to see is that happen in the Olympic setting.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's cool to see your guys. It's almost like I want a Team USA to just not comprise of any Rangers. That would be low. Even though Vinny Trocheck should go, JT Miller probably not going now, depending upon how severe.
Yeah, because he's injured, and but like Adam Fox is going to be there. Any prominent Ranger is going to be on the short list there. So if not for Team USA, then for some of the other international teams, I don't know what they have international wise.
Zibanejad for Sweden.
Yeah.
Luckily, Team Russia is not participating, so no Shesterkin or Gavrikov go. So that's a nice little. That's the thing too. Like, I understand why Russia can't be there, but like not having a top 3 team participate, like to me, it
takes away from the legitimacy of the event. I completely get it.
It's not like we're excluding Greece or like Norway that has some hockey history, but not too much. Like it's a powerhouse. One of the top 2 top 2. Canada, Russia, top 2, US third.
Right, and like
the whole history. Yeah,
I don't really want to get into the politics of it, but like now you're getting into like punishing players who have nothing to do with what's going on with Putin and
all that. Yeah, I don't want to go down that path here, but there is an argument there to be made for that. I agree. Don't forget, go on hockey content. Come on for Total Hockey Now. We're taking the week off this week because obviously NHL goes into Christmas break after Tuesday, doesn't come back till Saturday. We'll be back with you. I think we're going to come at you New Year's Day, so we'll be back with you next year there. And you can get some of my picks as well through the weekend and the early part of the week over at wizardsportspicks.com for plenty of hockey content there. For picks there. But Jared, hit it. That's it. Year in the books. Another year of Rip N Riff in the books.
Another year.
We'll be back in 2026 ripping plenty more hockey, football. We even dabble into some basketball. We got Olympic hockey coming up as we just discussed. Can't wait to talk about that. And yeah, baseball. Winter meetings run slow. But Yankees perceived to do pretty much nothing, and I'm sure we'll be talking about that later on. But we're at Mr. Jared. I am at Pucking Thoughts Adam Bernard. Thank you for watching all year long. Thanks for ripping along with us. Back with you in 2026 for all new episode of Rip and Read here on the Rip and Riff YouTube channel.